Dummy Swish Pod, the boys are back. How
Yes,
are you, Chris?
sir. Yes, sir. Oh, Koda's excited. The team's been announced today, so we're back,
Yeah, we had
for
to
another.
we had to make that emergency podcast.
Yeah, we had to, convene a meeting, so we can talk about this. Things are looking exciting and interesting, I would say. Hey?
Yeah, lots of surprises. The Dan Carters of podcasting here
Mhm.
to give you our takes on these lineups and yeah, leave some comments about
I'm the
what you think
Masugu.
about them.
I'm the Masugu of podcasting.
Okay, yeah, today we're the Siam Masukus of podcasting, I
When I
guess.
say Masugus of podcasting.
Yeah, but let's get into this team run through it. I think let's just run through it and then we can get into talking points about it. Front row,
Yeah,
Ox, Mbonambi, Melherber.
stock standard.
Nothing new there. It's been back in the lineup. Nokia, Sia Kolisi with a broken face. He's still there.
Mm,
Peter
mm.
Steph Toy, Visa, Grant Williams, Andre Pollard, Cheslin Colby, Delendi Creel, Moody's back in, Valila Ruse there. On the bench, we've got Marks, Steenekamp, Vincent Koch, Kwacha, Eric Lowe, Jaden Hendrickse, Sasha Feinberg and Gomezulu, and Lucanio Arm is back.
I'm back.
Overall thoughts. Overall thoughts.
Look, pack wise, no real surprises. To like from me, front row stock
No,
standard.
come on. The biggest surprise is Sia Kolisi is there.
Look, come on. We saw last World Cup. He was, he got injured, and then he just miraculously came back. Of course, it is surprising that he's playing.
Yeah.
Especially with that broken face. This guy he's no. This game is even bigger than him. That's the way that it's coming across. And you have to. Yes, you have to commend him, to put his face on the line like that, for South Africa. So, yeah, yes, that is a surprise for sure, but
And
just in terms of player, yeah.
even before I got into this whole thing, this thing is set on the backdrop of this announcement being pushed to a Thursday. And I think the whole reason for that is because we were essentially going to go through the same thing we went through with Elizabeth last week.
Yeah.
Because it was going to be
Yeah.
a thing of, yeah, we penciling these guys in, but we don't know. And then things might change at a later stage. So it's going to be the exact same story. So I think
The rugby police.
yeah. So I think just to do that, they shifted it to Thursday.
Yeah, I think so, definitely, because if you look at even the lineups, it's not looking at the pack, like I was saying, it's no real surprises in terms of player personnel, so it begs the question, where do they rate the other guys?
It does, because to me, I'll be honest with you, it's not that serious, man. It's not that serious. You don't have to play with a broken face. Like, we can just get someone else in. But for some reason, I guess this thing really means a lot to them. They not willing to even chance it in that way. I personally did think that there would be, yeah, we do want to win, and I think it will be a statement. They're trying to make a statement here. I think personally, there would have been a lot. It now looks settled and it kind of looks obvious, but that's because Kolisi's there. But if he wasn't, I'm not sure what would have gone on there, because now in a situation where hindsight is 2020, we're looking back at it like, yeah, no, it's settled. We all knew it was gonna be like this. But we weren't sure. Guys are saying, is Kwaka gonna play 6? Is a straight swap with Eskom? Is it? So I guess now it's seeming more settled and the changes are in the backs.
Yeah, you have to feel for a guy like Eskom, because you're supposed to play. He was in the match day 23 last week, and then this week he's not even in the match day. Then because of Etzebeth coming back in, he didn't play. Then this week as well, it just completely falls out. So you have to feel for a guy like that. I think real team man, and he's done his bit. You would have thought, that he was going to get a look in, but. Yeah, look, definitely, I think 80% of everybody didn't expect Kolisi to be in the match day 23 this weekend, so look, we'll take it, but it'll be interesting, whether or not he'll be able to, perform at his levels, or the levels that he needs to. I think that's really that'll be the only concern. But overall, from a pack, it's look, pretty stock standards. I think we can expect more and much of the same, in terms of, them trying to get that physicality, this pack a bit more settled. So, line out continuing from, particularly, I think I saw stats in Bonambi has been, it's got the most accurate line outs in the comp, at the moment, Nokia at the most takes as well. So, I think expecting that to continue, and it'll be interesting to see how we launch of that, if we are going to launch, but with the pack, no real problems or no real issues or qualms from my side,
And Jason Dixon, we'll see you in Argentina.
No, we'll see him again, it's okay. We understand, he's still new, but we'll see him again, I think. But then the more where it comes exciting, Grant gets, he gets his start. I've been wanting to see him get an opportunity to start this season, and especially now against New Zealand, especially on the back of what he did coming off the bench. Hopefully he can take it to another level. And
that's the funny thing. That's the funny thing, where we even we saw what happened, but all of us are still like, he's still going to be on the bench, still going to be Reina. So we've thought many a time that he's come off the bench and he's done that thing that he's going to start, and then he doesn't. So then we're at the point of when it's just...
Just as when you're accepting, then they switch it up. They switch it up, and I think it deserved start for him. And it's also, it's one of those, yes, he came off the bench, he had a good showing. Now it's, for him to start, pick up from where he left off and just take it to the next level. That's really what I want from him. Grant, you got to do it, man. You got to do it, man. And then Pollard, for me, this is the surprise. Pollard starting, after all the backing of Sasha, Pollard getting a game, getting a start. This one definitely for sure is a big one for him. I think he definitely needs to deliver a performance that will complement all his accolades and the hype and the.
So are you saying he's under pressure?
I won't say under pressure per se, because look, he's been poorer before and he still got selected. So I don't think under pressure per se, but it definitely pressure just to remind the public, what we have in him. I think that's really more where that pressure point is around, but I think within that setup, they know what they've got in him. And look, we all know, we see he's done it for us in those knockout games, but this is one of those where he needs to show, that, look, there's a youngster on the block, but, I still got it. I think that's really what it is.
It's like any given Sunday, we've benched Willie Beeman. We've benched him and we brought back the old guy.
But surprised that he gets the start. I thought they were going to go with the continuity, but you can sort of understand it, with it's Grant, maybe less caps and and him, just that balance of more experience, same the other way around from last weekend with Griquas is the one that had more experience as opposed to Sasha. But surprised, but not too worried. I think it'll be interesting combination to see. It'll be interesting to see how that develops. And then Moody coming in. Look, I thought he was going to get a look in last week, but he didn't. And
before you get into it, Moody coming in because the hearts of South African women have been broken because Mapimpi is not available because his wife is giving birth.
Yeah.
Now this is a surprise on two fronts. One, that he have a wife, and now that he's having a child. So these women, they've been spun. It's a heartbreak for them. So it comes
No,
off the
they
back
didn't
of that.
want him. They didn't want him when he was a nobody. Now they're crying. No, let the man. He must enjoy his life with his wife and his kid. Yeah, that's what you get. You sleep where you see. But
so
but
yeah, it was either of them. Mapimpi or Moody was gonna come in.
Yeah. I think that's what we thought that. I would have. Like I said, I thought Moody would have gotten a look in last weekend. I thought even in this sort of I don't want to call it a series, but in this leg, of the competition, that he would have. I thought we were going to see maybe something with him, maybe at 13, just to see a glimpse into the future. Because there was a lot of future going on. But yeah. Pretty solid. Villy, I think coming back in is another big one for me.
But like you say, also, like you said previously, in terms of having Williams and Pollard, I think that now it's become quite a thing that when it's Pollard, it's going to be Villy Leroux, because they work well together, and essentially Villy has to hold his hand a bit in terms of the attack, which you wouldn't think for an experienced guy. But it seems like, I guess you can look at it two ways: of they complement each other, or you can look at it as this guy can't run the attack without him.
Look, I'll go with the second one. I'll go with the second one to say no. He needs Villy there, to help him, with the attack and when to strike. And I think with Villy coming in there, I think we're going. I'm thinking we're going to see a bit more of that, where now we're going to chance our arm a bit with ball in hand a bit more than we did last week. And maybe potentially that's also part of the reasoning, in that is that there were potentially other opportunities that, to have a crack that maybe a Villy would have taken, or, they would have seen that and thought, from a decision-making point of view, and that confidence and comfortability to sort of make those calls. I think we'll see a bit of that with him coming in there, and unleashing our counterattack in that sense, So yeah, but for me, those two are the biggest ones that.
And to go with what you're saying, they've included 3 backs on the bench. So I think, like we said, the forwards is kind of a settled thing, and they're trying to get that back line going. They're trying to, they've mixed things around, and they've included 3 backs on the bench.
Yeah. And I think even with that, with those 3 backs, I think it's also as a result of what happened last weekend, where Jesse had to move to the wing, and that to be a rejig of that backline. So I think they're trying to sort of mitigate that and cover that, where you've got, Jaden definitely, he's your 9, but he can also, in an emergency situation, he can also potentially cover 10, but I don't see that happening at Bok level. But just saying that, in terms of ability, and then Sasha, what you got there, yes, 10, he can cover 12, he can cover 15, although in the box so far he's just been 10, then again, either center or wing, in that sense. So I think a very well balanced sort of bench makeup, and considering that Peter Steph already is like a what you call it, like a joker card, because he can go in at lock,
seeing as there is no lock on the bench.
On the bench, so yeah. And then Sheriff gets he continues there, hoping that he's just going to keep on going. Kwacha, for me, that's he's great off the bench, so we've got him there. And then the front row reserves, it's pretty much more and much of the same, but I think this one is going to be, I expected the last one to be, a cracker in terms of the counter attack and attack. But I think we're going to see a bit more of that this coming weekend, and particularly because of the settledness or the experience of the guys that are in. I think we should expect a better execution level. That's what I'm expecting from this weekend is a better conversion rate, based on the team that they've selected, and a deadlier almost transition counter attack, and especially, with a guy like I'm on the bench, if things are not happening in the centers, we can go to him, as well. So yeah, I think this is an exciting team, balanced, and one that I think we can put these guys away again. I'm still with my thing, say 8+.
Yeah, I think even the All Blacks, some of their changes, Cortez, Ratima at 9, then you've got Will Jordan 15,
Tempo,
Satiti. I think they're looking.
Reese coming in on wing.
Yeah, it's Talia also. It's these guys. It's gonna be a running game. I think it's gonna be a running game. It's gonna be, like I said, machine for machine, CV for CV, man for man.
You called it machine for machine, man for man, and I think with Ratima from just having a bit of snippets from Super Rugby, is around the fringes, that the defensive pillars are going to have to be awake, and even with Xavier Reese, because he likes that thing of when the forwards are doing pick and goes, joining them in and trying to get involved and stuck in. Same with Talia as well, so it's gonna, I think it's going to be that tempo that they're trying to generate, because they saw from this past weekend that when they ball speed and trying to move the pass, shift to contact points, I think they would have seen that maybe there's a bit of opportunity there, in terms of stressing the Springbok defense. But with the guys that are there from our side, I think, again, lessons would have been learned from last week from a defensive setup point of view. I expect a bit less mistakes, offered up for them to do a transition sort of attack and kill us there. So yeah, it's gonna be, like you said, is man for man, machine for machine.
All I'm seeing is a Springbok win. That's all I'm seeing is a Springbok win.
8+. 8+. 8+.
Yeah, what I have to say is shame on you, Western Province, for what's going on with the tickets right now. But
these guys, that's wrong, man. That's wrong what they did.
It's wrong. It's wrong what they did. But
you
can see it's coming. It's coming back to bite them.
It's wrong what they did. I'll say that to you. From an administrative point of view, they must go look at themselves very hard in the mirror. And they contribute. They're part of the problem. In this instance, so yeah, shame on them.
Last thing from me is just the PR campaign that we've been seeing from the Springboks accounts there, where there's like this subtle thing, and they're doing it piece by piece, where first they're putting out, yes, we understand why some of you support the All Blacks as South Africans, we understand. Then the next part shows some man, All Black supporter 50 years, but he changed his mind and he converted into a Springbok now. So you can see there's a PR campaign going on. I think
it's a Springbok evangelism.
Yes, they're trying to convert. They're trying to. It's a as much as we talk about the Church of Fasi, the Springboks is also a congregation, and they're trying to increase there. So I think that's an undertone of this match. Even Rassie himself saying, no, we must let the people support, but if we get 1 or 2 over.
Yeah, but look, the thing is, we can't run away from the historical facts, and also quarters. If you, and rightly so, because that's one of the reasons why how Dummy Switch Pod was born. We wanted to see people that we can identify with for the future. Let's not forget, because the establishment has always, has always been there. There's always been a certain faction that believes rugby belongs to them and things like that. And it's still there. It's still there because you can, yes, the results, the Springboks, it's a feel good and everything like that. But, if we're going to be brutally honest, we see it. And I don't mean to be too controversial. We still back the Boks. I'm just putting that disclaimer out there. But things like, from national anthem, when you're there in the stadium, certain verses, it's below 80 decibels, and then that one verse, it's 1,000 decibels. You know what I'm saying? So of course, there's going to be people that still say and think that, you know, they're still not happy in that sense because of those other factors. As much as, yes, the team, you know, you can see somebody that looks like you know, to say, no, there's there was Mapimpi, there's Kanan Moody, you know, there's Cheslin, there's Bongi, there's Boks, you know what I mean? There's Sia Masuku at 10, you know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's Sia Masuku there at 10, you know, in a green jumper. Now
it's coming.
You know,
that one is coming. It's coming.
Instead of a kid wanting to play football at jersey number 10, he sees jersey number 10, say, no, I want to kick a rugby ball from jersey number 10. You know, you know where I'm going with this one. So those kind of things, you know, so look, understandably, the Boks want to, it is a campaign. It is, you know, no matter what they say. And there's a lot of factors around it, you know, but hey, look, each to their own, you know, but the facts remain the facts, you know, and people have their reasons. But we still back the Boks, you know, we back them.
Closing remarks, anything from you? From me, it's just
8+.
It's a win. It's a win.
8+. I'm done. 8+.
And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for listening.
We out.